For the INFJ personality type, anything related to showing their interest in a romantic partner isn't exactly their strong suit. With introversion, shyness, and reluctance to let others in at the core of their personality, there's something about the act of purposefully flirting that just makes the INFJ cringe in embarrassment. However, that doesn't mean they don't get the job done. Welcome or welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it. Starting with number 1. They contradictingly pull away. The INFJ is quite an unusual specimen, especially when it comes to romance. Innately contradictive, there's nothing that shows an INFJ's romantic interest quite like the overwhelming awkwardness that overtakes them and their confidence. When this chameleon-like personality type is in the presence of someone they fancy, it's as if they instantly become distracted by their feelings, to the point that their mirroring social abilities become dormant. They temporarily go brain dead and can't find the right words to act nonchalant, so instead they resort to their reserved and unwelcoming side. While this isn't exactly considered a flirting method, or at least not an overly efficient one, this shyness is easily detected should their crush notice the instant change in their character. Ironically, while they're busy unintentionally friend-zoning their romantic interests, their kind and direct nature becomes effortless around those they don't see in that light. Talk about mixed signals. Number 2. They become uncharacteristically lively. Going against everything we've said in the first point, sometimes an INFJ who has been exposed to their crush on multiple occasions can become overwhelmed with high spirits around this special person. After their nervousness subsides, INFJs can feel a type of high around their crush that causes them to act uncharacteristically silly and giddy. As a subconscious attempt to distract themselves from the self-made pressure they place on the situation to seem as cool and as collected as possible, this type can end up making a fool of themselves in the best way possible. In fact, once the INFJ has reached this flirting stage with their crush, it's usually within this childlike energy that they're able to get their crush to develop feelings for them. It's a refreshing and welcoming change from the INFJ's usually reserved selves, and despite this tactic not being intentional in the moment, it allows their romantic interest to feel more comfortable overall. Number 3. Passively. Another unexpected way the INFJ shows attraction is in a passive and unassertive manner. Instead of directly brushing against their crush's arm, complimenting them directly, or noticeably trying to be around them as much as possible, the INFJ takes an indirect approach. In hopes of not coming off as obsessive or overly interested, the INFJ tries their best to intentionally show their interest in a nonchalant way. Instead of complimenting their crush's outfit head-on, they may meticulously start a conversation that somehow leads up to the fact that they appreciate a specific style. A style that just so happens to be that of their crush. Or, instead of telling someone that they appreciate the passion they have for a hobby, they may beat around the bush by talking about the importance of passion and how they could only see themselves end up with someone who holds a deep passion for the things they love. It's all in laying the subconscious hints and planting the seeds that let their crush know they have qualities the INFJ is looking for, without directly telling them they're interested. Number 4. Their notorious INFJ stare. In psychology, they say eye contact is one of the best ways to show someone you're interested. The right piercing glare combined with the right facial expression can speak 1,000 words. For the INFJ, however, sometimes their habit of staring can work against them. While they may utilize their notorious stare to show their interest in someone, it's not always intentionally done for that reason. In fact, sometimes they don't realize they're doing it at all. So, while it can be an effective method of flirting without having to bring themselves to verbally approach someone, sometimes it can also be misinterpreted for the wrong reasons. Used as a method to deeply connect to their inner thoughts, Sometimes the INFJ doesn't know what they're doing on the outside. While this subconscious habit can give others the wrong impression, luckily, eye contact-based gazes can often come with a special aura that is difficult to miscommunicate. Number 5. They show their concern. Empathetic and helpful at heart, there's nothing that fulfills the INFJ more than listening and relating to the problems of others. They naturally show their interest in others' problems and are the first to lend a hand should someone need advice or an act of service to get them back on their feet. However, when it comes to someone they're genuinely interested in, this concern of well-being becomes amplified. In their efforts to better get to know their crush, deep and meaningful questions are guaranteed to come up and often lead to hard-hitting emotional answers. This is where the INFJ can't help but to try and soothe the internal traumas their crush unintentionally exposes. No matter the information that is thrown at them, the sheer amount of understanding and sympathy is obvious, showing that the INFJ truly cares about this individual. In fact, they may even take it as far as beginning to try and fix this person's problems without really knowing them first. Number 6. They let someone into their personal bubble. The private INFJ's personal bubble stretches far and wide. They not only hesitate letting others into their life, their psyche, and their emotions, but they also don't want anyone touching them without full permission. No matter if it's to tuck in their shirt tag, stand too close to them in line, or this personality type can't help but to become overly uncomfortable when someone bursts their personal bubble. However, despite the fact that the INFJs usually take the invasion of their personal space quite seriously, when it comes to their crush, who they secretly want to get closer to, this personal bubble can downsize considerably. When the INFJ is convinced intuitively that this person may be someone they can see themselves with, they will try to get closer to their energy by either sitting closer to them at lunch, finding excuses to unnoticeably brush up against them, or walk by them close enough to leave their scent trail. Number 7. They sacrifice their alone time. Just like their personal space, personal time to the INFJ is cherished. They are known for their reclusive nature and often choose to spend time with themselves in the comfort of their own company. However, when it comes to letting a crush in, sacrificing their introvertedness becomes absolutely necessary. Time conscious, they don't make room within their schedules for just anyone. In fact, even the thought of giving up their much enjoyed alone time is enough for the INFJ themselves to know how much interest they have in this potential love interest. If the INFJ is trying to conceal their feelings while simultaneously showing interest, they may resort to setting up a group hangout with some mutual friends as the perfect tactic to spend time with their crush without directly asking them on a date. Or, sometimes it's the simple act of staying a little late after school or work to talk to this individual that speaks for itself. While it may not seem like much, if the crush knows the importance they place on alone time, this effort can mean a lot. And lastly, number 8. They become vulnerable. Vulnerability is a tricky subject for the INFJ. Like we mentioned, the INFJ is extremely private and often prefers to listen to others' issues than to share their own. However, when the INFJ is crushing on someone they trust, they can feel rather compelled to open up, whether it's due to the deep conversations they're able to have with this individual or the fact that they feel the need to reciprocate their ability to open up to the INFJ. There's nothing that notifies someone that this personality type is interested than in their ability to expose their ideas and emotions. Yet, aside from opening the doors to their minds, another way the INFJ shows genuine interest is when they open the doors to their personal spaces. Whether it be an invitation to their home, their workplace, their favorite nature spot, or even an invitation to meet their friends and family, these sacred components of their life are extremely meaningful and act as a sure way to know that the INFJ is definitely interested. Well, psychos, that's it for today. So, what is your go-to flirting method as an INFJ personality type? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.